Perez's decision shocked Mbappe. A new agreement between Mbappe and Paris. The secret clause brings Alonso closer to Real Madrid. The injury hits Ibrahim Diaz. Ancelotti identifies Militao's replacement. He revealed Real Madrid's plan to replace Courtois and Militao. He revealed the reason for Perez's refusal to include De Gea. Rodrigo bemoans the historical error. Welcome to the details. Journalist Frederick Hermel exploded a resounding surprise by confirming that there was no interest from Real Madrid in contracting with Kylian Mbappe. Frederick Hermel explained that Real Madrid had lost its passion for Mbappe since last summer, when the player betrayed Florentino Perez and decided to suddenly renew his contract, although there was a complete agreement on his transfer to the Royal Club. He added that Perez had told him that he had no confidence in Mbappe at all, and that he did not intend to make any offer to sign him this summer. Honestly, Real Madrid have not believed Mbappe at any point since the beginning of the summer, Hermel said. There is no disappointment in Real Madrid because there was practically no hope of signing him. Not even when he was excluded from Paris, the discussions in the club were that it was still only between Mbappe and Paris. He added, I spoke with Perez when Mbappe's famous message appeared at the beginning of the summer that he would not activate the optional year, and Florentino told me that he was convinced that he would remain in Paris. They had no illusions. Other people have already told me that he is not leaving Paris. He continued, the word Mbappe does not mean much to Real Madrid after what happened last year, and there is no longer the same enthusiasm for Mbappe in Real Madrid. The word Mbappe has become unimportant in Real Madrid. They followed the story this summer from a great distance. And he ended, at Real Madrid, they don't like capricious players. Real Madrid is a great institution. Cristiano Ronaldo is the club's all-time top scorer, and the day he tried to rebel he found himself leaving. RMC reported that Paris Saint-Germain reached an agreement with Mbappe under the current circumstances to prevent an exacerbation of the crisis, or the closure of the Parisian sports project. The idea will be for the player to continue this season, and in the event that the player does not want to renew, he will have to waive part of the installments that he must receive as rewards amounting to 150 million euros. And Mbappe had made clear his intention not to renew until 2025, which angered the Paris administration, which decided to separate the player from training, but he returned after that recently and it was agreed to rediscuss him. The future is before August 31st. According to the latest developments, Mbappe is not close to the extension and does not want it, and he promised the Paris administration in words only, although it is clear that his priority is to leave Paris next season. Real Madrid is still very interested in what is happening, but he is confident that the player will receive him next season, and he prefers to visit the White Club next summer, because signing him this summer would have cost the club 200 million euros. The newspaper Sport Bild revealed the scenes of the negotiations that took place between Bayer Leverkusen and its coach, Xabi Alonso, to renew his contract until June 2026. The Spanish coach had taken over Leverkusen in the second half of last year, to succeed in lifting him from the bottom of the Bundesliga until qualifying for the European League. According to the newspaper Sport Bild, the two parties agreed between themselves before the renewal on a clause that would allow Alonso to leave before the end of his contract if a specific offer arrived. And it stated that the secret agreement provides for Alonso to be allowed to leave if an offer from Real Madrid arrives next summer, upon the departure of Italian Carlo Ancelotti from the Royal Club, to take over the training of the Brazilian national team, according to many press reports. It is noteworthy that Xabi Alonso was one of the stars of Real Madrid from 2009 to 2014, and he had previously represented Liverpool and Bayern Munich. Doubts hovered early about the future of a Real Madrid player, in light of his being ignored by coach Carlo Ancelotti during the last matches of the preparatory period, in addition to the opening La Liga match against Athletic Bilbao. Real beat Athletic Bilbao in the latter's land, 2-0, last Saturday. According to the newspaper Mundo Deportivo, the absence of the Spanish player Ibrahim Diaz from the first confrontation in La Liga seems to be a worrying indication for the player. Diaz returned to the ranks of Real Madrid this summer, after 3 seasons he spent in Milan, where he contributed during the restoration of the Calcio Championship after a long absence in the season before last. The newspaper pointed out that Diaz, during the preparatory round, participated for 45 minutes against AC Milan, then half an hour against Manchester United. After that, his game minutes decreased by 7 minutes against Barcelona and 13 minutes against Juventus. In Bilbao's first match in La Liga, Ancelotti did not rely on Diaz mainly, and did not push him as a substitute, despite the absence of the injured Turkish Arda Güler, who plays in the same position. The newspaper indicated that Diaz fears the continuation of the current situation, and not relying on him in matches. Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti has settled on the player who will replace Brazilian Ederto Milano in the first stage. Militao was injured in the first round of La Liga, Real Madrid's victory over Athletic Bilbao, 2-0, last Saturday, the first round of La Liga. The youth team in slippers, Castilla, which is the Militao team. The newspaper pointed out that the young defender Marvelous Antolin Jarzan Marvel is the closest to joining the training of the first club of the Royal. She explained that the level presented by Marvel, 20, in training, impressed the technical staff. The next table will join the next table. Marca newspaper revealed Real Madrid's plan to deal with the injury of the duo, Thibaut Courtois and Eder Militao, with the cruciate ligament, during the coming period, after both of them were injured in the past 2 days. And the newspaper close to the walls of Madrid stated that the Royal Club believes that both Courtois and Militao will not be able to return in any match of the current season, so the Meringue will work on their full recovery for the next season 2024-2025. The second-placed player in the Spanish league last season wants the course of the treatment program to restore Militao and Courtois without risking or accelerating the return of either of them, knowing that the duo may work to recover in time to catch up with the international tournaments that will be next summer. None of the players have yet to undergo surgery, and according to Marca, Courtois will undergo the surgeon's scalpel first, so that the knee surgery will be on Thursday, with the Brazilian centre-back joining him for hours the same day. Regarding the assessment of the duo's injury, Marca reported that the Belgian goalkeeper's injury appears to be more complex than that of Militao, but the similarity between them is that the season is considered to have reached the finish line for both in the eyes of the Royal Club.